This is London with MarketHedge. Let's talk about Bitcoin, a trade that's gone from $4,000 exposure to 20 grand. Let's talk about that because I brought you guys that trade. What was it? It was the 4-hourly RSI hit low. Yes, I want to talk about how I entered, and let's discuss the details. This $14,000 marker, this was the side trade, guys, that I had in the background. Take a look at that $14,000 level exposure down to the $12,000. I covered that whole area with specific orders, $75 each order, $50 in between each order. You see the number of orders here that did pick up, about 43, 44 orders did pick up. And the issue is they were at 200 leverage each. The overall exposure, if all of them had carried down to this level, was about $4 grand, a little over $4 grand. So seeing that $20,000 return, let's talk about why I hedged. Why did I stack these orders? What's really going on with that, with this strategy that makes it something that you need to pay attention to? Now, this is London, former hedge fund owner, private, non-SEC, not financial advice. Let's pay attention. That specific 114 right in this area was what? That was the hit, and this is the RSI on the chart. I've extrapolated the actual price of relative strength index hit into oversold turf, which you're going to see down here, and it's actually the price derivative that you're seeing in terms of that green line on your screen. So you see that 4-hourly low RSI, that is the price contact essentially extrapolated from the RSI formula, Wilder's RSI formula. Yes, you can do it. It may not be easy, but you can do it, guys. So looking at that, what I did was not put all in right at the first hit of the RSI. I didn't just place a full position into that specific hit at the 114. I stacked orders below. Why? Okay, for technical considerations to the left, yeah, we had a preceding pivot. So I knew orders were stacked down to that level, and sometimes, many times, what's kind of a 1 in 3 chance, I say here, that as we make contact with that oversold turf, one of 3 things can happen. We became oversold on the 4-hourly, which is a great technical mark on Bitcoin for pickups. One thing can happen. The first thing, let's say 3 things can happen. The first, we can stay oversold and we can push down. So 1/3 chance of that happening. It happened, right? So it behooves us to go ahead and get all that underlying value that we can. If guys, a 1 in 3 chance and we hit that 1 in 3 chance, we went down, picked up. That way I own the low, right? And you see, with a little amount of cash, yes, it could be more intense in terms of cash, trying not to spoil any of your trepidations or endeavors in the market with too heavy of exposure. But taking a look at that, we own the low. Back up to the top, that 1 in 3 played out. What's the second thing that can happen if we look at contact with the RSI oversold? Well, first of all, we can sit here and we can just go down. The second possibility is that we can hit and we can ramp back up, which we've essentially done. We've hit that mid marker of the RSI at 50, right? So first option, we go further down, right? Second option is we make a clean, let's call it a clean hit, a rebound. We did get a rebound here, but it's better for a clean hit. You guys understand, a rebound. What I'm looking for is that third option at some point is to make the move back up to what? Overbought turf. Yeah, I want to make that my swing trade. Look at this, lock and load, guys. I want to make this my swing trade to where I own it from the RSI oversold. Here we go. RSI oversold to that RSI overbought. That, to me, is a swing trade. But it doesn't do me as much good if I just own a single position and I've had to sweat bullets from this original entry spot up to a mitigated, you guys understand, very mitigated area of wherever that may be in terms of that RSI from the oversold to the overbought. So this way I own the low all the way down. You got it. You see those orders that I stacked below, about $2,000. And on 4-hour RSI, I like to personally cover it with $2,000 to $2,500 in terms of the overall spread on price action. Right, I want to give it some room to pick up my orders to where I own the low, and ideally, and this is the question now, ideally I own it for that swing trade up to the 4-hour RSI overbought. So we have made that move almost fully. You guys see that? Almost fully. We have run into a bit of resistance if I look at a macro chart on this bull flag, and the question is always, going to be, well, how much do you need to make, right? The market's going to ask you that. It's going to ask me that. And as I look at something that's like, well, it's so close to the 4-hourly, I wanted that swing trade. If it gives it to me, I need to be prepared. You need to be prepared to make the decision in terms of how much is enough. What type of a trade is this? Is it a short-term trade, intermediate trade, or a long-term trade? The problem with uptrends, I'll tell you, one of the most dangerous things is, and I'll bite my tongue, plenty of dangerous things in terms of the issues, is carrying up positions, stacking additional positions, and at some point they can all wash out. So make sure, what's the best rules that we know is never overexposed at any higher price, and always with heavy cash reserves. That's the name of that game. So as we're assessing this, I wanted to go through the stacked orders on that specific 4-hourly RSI oversold. Wanted to go through that dig, the rebound, where we're at now. And I also want to discuss, well, it's just not that far. If I wanted that swing trade, it's given it to me. So what I do is I put that as a feather in the cap of Bitcoin. That's the bottom line. Bitcoin has produced, it's done well, and yeah, as we look at a specific trade, and I know you guys didn't trade it exactly like this, but I brought you the trade, so congrats if you do own it. You may not have experienced that 5 times the return, 4 to 5 times the return, but to the extent that you grabbed that and you're still in that 4-hourly long, salute, congrats, way to trade. This is London with MarketHedge. I'll say the biggest problem that we have right now with Bitcoin, we're in a bull flag, you see on the macro chart, and the weekend can stall. It can go sideways. So we're looking for kind of a bit of a miraculous potential Saturday. Would be nice to continue to get up, out, and over. Can we break the resistance and push up on a weekend? It hasn't happened in a while. It hasn't happened. More likely on a Sunday evening as Asia gets going. But remember, guys, just enjoy your trading, and this weekend invest in those relationships which are outside the market so you can have more fun inside the market. This is London with MarketHedge.pro. Take care. Bye-bye.